Yes!
What's up, and welcome back to Congruent Academy, the place for people in process. If you're new here, I'm Cal, and I'm getting my act together one video at a time. Are you working on yourself, or do you feel like you ought to be? Then this video is definitely for you. When it comes to improving your life, so much of the growth is going to be from repetition and building towards a goal. It can be hard to lock in healthy habits, especially ones that require discipline and patience, because today, more than ever, we have more sources of comfort than we likely did at any other time in human history. For me, that bred a certain type of complacency that I am grateful to now be working out using the following 3 tips. Like always though, watching this video is not enough. Taking action is critical. There are so many channels out that I would watch all the time with great tips, but without actually implementing the tips, it ended up being a complete waste of my time, which is the last thing that I want to do for you. And with that said, let's get into it. Number 1. Diet and exercise. Focusing on these 2 things has allowed me to lay a solid foundation for my personal development. This is essential. With a better diet and consistent exercise in your life, you're going to be healthier, you're going to have more energy and clarity, and you're going to get better sleep. And it's not just me saying that, guys. It's science. I'm not going to be blowing anyone's mind by saying that if you start to move away from the ultra-processed fast foods and start moving towards more whole foods, that's one of the best decisions to make. And speaking of decisions, what I love about this habit of minding my diet and exercise is that I find it compounds. I find myself making better decisions as a result of focusing on my diet and exercise to match up with the progress and work that I'm putting in those areas of my life. Now, I'm not going to be the one to recommend a specific diet or exercise routine to you at this time. Man's not got sponsors like that yet. But the science indicates that getting about 150 minutes in of exercise per week is a great target to aim for. That breaks down to roughly 20 minutes a day. If that sounds too intense for you at this stage, don't be afraid to work your way up to that. I remember when I first started training, I considered it a win to just have stepped foot in the gym, because it meant that I was deciding to invest in my health rather than waste that time doing something that would only give me unearned dopamine. The tennis player Arthur Ashe once said, "Start where you are, use what you have, do what you can." So pace yourself with the changes to your diet and exercise. Start from where you are. You don't want to put yourself in a position where you injure yourself because you try to do too much too fast. And diet can be something to adjust to as well, but give it your best shot. And if you miss a day, don't get discouraged. Just get back on track. The body is your foundation for everything, so you might as well work to get it in better form. Number 2, orienting myself on the day. I'm not hating on rest or spontaneity. I think both those things are important. But if you have no plan for your days and you feel like it's just a waste of time, you know there's something you can do about that, right? Sometimes long-term goals can feel so out of reach, and so to counteract any latent feelings of doubt or discouragement, I like to break down actions that I can take in the day to work towards those longer-term goals. You can't just wait around without taking action for the life you've always dreamed of to just fall into your lap. At least not in my experience. I'm finding that there is a balance to be struck between patience and action. Patience with yourself and others as you take action in the day toward your goals. Creating a list of things that you're going to set out to get done every day will definitely increase the chances that you're going to get at least some of those things done. And something is better than nothing, right? Progress is the name of the game, not perfection. This is another balancing act. Trying to find that optimal balance between pushing yourself, but not so far beyond what you're currently capable of that you end up setting goals you may not yet be able to attain. It's definitely been a process of trial and error for me, but stick with it, guys. It will pay off. You will feel more organized, more proactive, and more engaged in your day. I find that it's especially useful to set a few high priority items on the list that I make each day, so that even if I don't get everything done, I can say that I got done the items that were high priority. In the process of setting these daily lists, across time, I find that getting things done is a great habit to reinforce, and altogether is contributing to a better me. And finally, number 3, building momentum from little wins. Building off the second point and into the final one is the importance of reinforcing that feeling of accomplishment. I don't think it's controversial to assume that a better version of you would be similar to saying a more accomplished version of you. When you observe yourself doing something that's good for you, like handling a chore instead of letting them pile up, or grabbing the apple instead of the donut for your snack on your way to work, or maybe if you have social anxiety, a little win might be having a positive interaction with someone you don't know. When these little wins start to add up, and ideally bring you closer to articulating your goals, that's when you start to see things spiral upward for you, in my experience. The pursuit of a meaningful goal and making progress towards that goal releases dopamine in the brain, that feel-good chemical. We now can get that from doing absolutely nothing productive or meaningful on the smartphones, on social media, but of course, it's important to build momentum through the day with wins and working towards goals. It is also critically important to balance that with rest and relaxation. You have to be able to sustain your efforts across time. And actually, resting is what allows the body and mind to start to process and lock in the growth that was made in any particular day. So don't think that by me saying that a better version of me is only about getting things done. No, I need a balance of rest and action. And I had to learn the hard way from burning out. So to level set expectations, I know full well that experiencing harsh conditions and mental states, including depression, make it a lot harder to feel like you can actually get anything done. On my worst days, my little wins would look like getting out of bed, making the bed, and brushing my teeth. But then the next day, I could introduce flossing, and then maybe by the end of the week, I'm taking my vitamin, making plans with a friend, drinking water instead of some sugary, teeth-rotting beverage. So focus on the actions that you can take in the day, and be kind to yourself. In sum, these 3 tips are about investing in yourself with measured but progressively rewarding and goal-oriented actions. Is there a habit that isn't on this list that is making you a better version of you? If so, I would love to hear about it if you're open to sharing it with me in the comment section below. And as a reminder, I'm broadcasting to you from the room for improvement, so I'm a work in progress, just like you. I recognize that we're all on our individual paths in life, and so if something doesn't work for you or isn't relevant from this video, it's totally fine. I'm just sharing some ideas that I find helpful and meaningful with the hope that someone out there will resonate with them. I'm not perfect. I'm working on these things as well. But we got this, guys. And that does it for this video. If you liked it or found it helpful, be sure to like and subscribe. And while you're at it, we might as well share this video with someone you know. We're trying to grow this channel after all, and every little bit helps. If you haven't already, be sure to follow me on social media at Congruent Academy. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, power to the people in process.